Hey friends, it's Jennifer with the Passionate Papery Company. I hope you guys are doing well. Today I'm going to show you how I take this bag full of scraps and turn it into this beautiful ephemera. So if you're excited about that, stay tuned for this tutorial. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take a scrap piece of paper that I have and I'm going to lay some glue down. It's a water and glue mixture. And I'm just going to take these scraps that I have and just start laying them on the paper. This is not something that I plan out. It's very relaxing for me. I just glue and put paper down until the whole entire sheet is covered. So now that I've got it covered, I'm just going to set it off to dry. And then once it dries, mostly, I bring it back and then I just sort of fill in with some extra things that I have, just different places around on top of the paper. I just basically am adding more to it. So after I let that dry a little bit, mostly, I bring it back up and now I'm just taking some gesso and I'm just applying it in spots where I want the papers more to kind of blend a little bit better together. And I'm just doing this with my finger. It's kind of like finger painting. Again, it's very relaxing for me to just lay it down and not really worry about it. Okay, so now that that's dry, I've taken some mica powder that I've put inside of a spray bottle, and I just kind of have these on hand. I use distilled water in them, and I'm using a yellow color and a brown color, and then this last spray that you see where the color is darker, I'm just using tea, a very strong tea in that particular bottle, and I just spray it around, then take my dryer and just kind of let it run and try to dry it into place. And then I'm gonna dry the back a little bit. I don't totally dry the page completely. I let it dry on its own mostly, but I try to help it along because I want to add more things to it. And so here I'm just cutting the extra edges off of the back where I just laid the scraps on the paper. I wanted to try to cover all of the edges, so I'm just cutting these off here. And once all of that is dry, I'm going to go back and take some stencils that I have and just paint, just plain acrylic paint in different colors. And I'm just going to take a baby wipe and just sort of pat that on there. It's not really to, it's more about texture, adding that little bit of texture and color in there versus the actual stencil pattern. So you can barely see that on the video, but it does add a little bit of texture to the paper. And then the same thing here, I'm just going back with distressed ink oxide. It does make more of a more detailed stencil. And then once it's all dry, I iron the back of it, make it pretty flat. And then at this point, I'm going to cut this paper up into I've decided this particular sheet is going to be circles, and my punch is not the greatest, so I'm going to have to cut this first one out, but then after that I kind of work it out, and I just use different circle punches and wound up punching the entire page into circles of different sizes. And so here are all the little circles cut out, punched. And now I've gone in and gotten my circle stamps, just different ones. I don't really even know what half of them say. And my alphabet and letter stamp set. And now I'm just going to stamp with some archival ink onto all of these circles, just different things. I might use a couple of stamps on one or just smaller stamps on the other, but that's basically what you're going to see me do, is stamping in the middle of all of these little circles. So once this is done, they look really good, but I am going to ink around each of the edges just because whenever you put them into something else, it'll help them stand out more individually. So that's just basically what I'm doing here. And so now I'm just going to show you a couple of ways that you can use these little pieces. First of all, I'm going to take the same circle punch that I punched originally with, and I'm going to glue just a plain back to the back of it. Now, if your paper is not scrap paper, it's plain paper, then you might be able to get by with it looking good on the back. Mine had some marks on it, so anyway, I took a craft sheet of paper and just glued it down to these circles right here just to give you an idea, because I think that they would look good. The larger ones would look good on a gift as a tag, and you could write to and from. You know, those are my biggest things that I love to make, are tags. So I'm just showing you here what they look like on a tag. You could write to and from there. That's one way. Another way is inside of a journal. Obviously, you could clip them in or glue them in to different pages of different journals to use as ephemera, or you could put them inside. In this particular envelope, I just picked up one of the Advent journals that I had made, and you could stick them inside of an envelope and give them. Another one are the playing cards that I had. You could use them obviously as ephemera to attach to a card or that sort of thing. But anyway, I'm really happy with how these turned out, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video tutorial. I hope you get some inspiration and decide to make your own ephemera with your scraps. It's a good way to use up your extra scraps, and I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you.